Good morning, everyone. Happy Wednesday. It's 6:30 a.m., February 19th, and prices of BTC currently at $10,165. All right, so let's get to the analysis, folks. A lot happened with Bitcoin. Actually, I want to dial back a couple days, okay? So first things first, as you guys very well know, in our advantage side, that's really where my time, my energy, and my devotion goes, okay? Because those are paying members, they pay for my time. And, to be honest, if you're good at something, never do it for free, okay? So on my paid side, right, I even made a video for the free side last Friday, I think, February 14th, right over here, okay? And I told you guys that around this area, I've been looking out for $9,800, okay? I'm gonna show you guys that real quick, okay? So listen here, okay?
Could, potentially gravitate towards that area where the higher POC stands, as well as the VWAP. It's a pretty significant drop. I mean, that's a $400 drop from where we are, and also the Bitfinex, shutdown confluence. So this is actually one of my big targets. If I see my short playing out properly, I would probably more than likely want to close out my position here, okay? Or at least take a significant amount of profit.
Okay, so folks, in this particular scenario, you can clearly see that we had a nice position here, basically right at the tip top over here. Unfortunately, I did not get to play out this position. I chickened out and I closed out my position in very slight profit. But for the most part, the technicals played out, right? And then after that, okay, yesterday's video, this is another thing that I want to show you again, okay? So price, remember, was around $9,700, right?
Sell off again, and you maybe short here and go target these lows again. Or what price could do is it could come here, consolidate, and then break through, okay? So until this area right here is broken through, right? And it'll probably do something like this, retest, and then use that as a bouncing off point for higher prices. If price does something like that, okay, then the chances are much higher that once you get past this POC, that opens up the doors to 10,800 and almost up to $11,200.
Okay, so again, look at the area that we were targeting, right? It was right around here. Okay, we hit that on the money. And I'm going to show you guys again how we came to that conclusion of why we were targeting that area. Okay, so when we draw a fixed range, which fixed range tool is basically a tool that helps you identify which area has the most amount of volume and confluence, right? So look at there, okay? You can see this big high volume node that sticks out plus this red line, which is a POC. It was all telling us that right around 10,270 was the area where price could gravitate back towards, all right, and potentially break through or break down from. And so we actually, as a Cryptosomniac community, we decided to go long down here, take profit up here, and now we're kind of just sitting back and waiting to see what price is going to do, okay? And the proof right here is sitting right there, okay? Took a long Monday, right around $9,700, as you can see, right? And then I told people that I'd be taking my first quarter profit right around $99.35, which was that weekly open. Okay, so let me show you guys where that is. All right, So weekly open was right there. We blasted through that as well, but I decided to take some profit because you never know if price is just going to kind of, dilly-dally around, go like this, and then go back up. So you don't want to lose the profit that you have. Okay, so I took some profit right there, and then I was waiting for my next couple targets. Okay, so next couple targets were, let's see here, 99.25. I took that. And then I think I took some profit around 10,000. Okay, and then I decided to pull another trade because what happened was we decided to successfully break through the weekly open on an hourly basis. Okay, so that was around this area right here, and we retested this area perfectly. So I took a trade from here and I wrote it all the way to 10,300 on the T. Okay, and that is right over here. Okay, there we go. Exit price 10,300. Okay, so as you can see, folks, we made multiple trades yesterday and took good amount of profit off the table. So we don't have to sort of deal with and gamble of if this thing is going to break up or if it's going to break down. Okay, my job is not to look out into the future and try to figure out if it's going to break up or down. Okay, my job is to trade the technicals, and what the technicals were telling me was if I drew the fixed range from here to here, okay, before this whole movement happened, right, the POC and the high volume area was 10,270 or so. Okay, so right around that area, I should have been taking profit, which I basically did. All right. Now you're probably wondering, okay, well, we put out all these trades and stuff, right? And I gave you guys, as I just showed you those two videos, I gave you guys an idea of the bottom structure forming right here, as well as the top forming around February 14th. Okay, any person on the internet can do technicals. Okay, anyone. I mean, any monkey could draw lines on a chart. Okay, it doesn't mean anything, right? But for you to be able to pull the trigger on trades where you have, say, money on the line, whether it's thousands of dollars or 100,000 or whatever, that is the meaning of a good trader. Okay, now this is where I personally think I separate myself from the pack of the average Twitter person or paid group leader, whatever you want to call them. Okay, because while I am showing you guys these technicals day in and day out, in my advantage side, I am pulling the trigger on trades and showing people exactly when I get in and get out. Okay, I show people the proof of what I'm doing exactly. All right, I think this really separates me from the rest of the pack. And to be honest, I do this for a living. Okay, so my understanding of the markets and me willing to pull the trigger on trades is literally feeding me day in and day out. Okay, so I have no business, trying to talk about, hey, I got this right and this wrong or whatever, right? I don't care if I'm right or wrong. Does it make me money? That is what matters. And in my opinion, I think I do that fairly successfully, and I have been for the last 4.5 years or so since I've been trading for a living. I've been trading overall for about 11 years now. Okay, and I've traded in all markets, whether it's equities, commodities, Forex, and now crypto. And personally, crypto is by far the easiest market to trade in. So for those of you who are looking at this market and you keep losing money, come join us. Okay, come join us. Come join Cryptosomniac and see what these games are about. Try it for yourself instead of just watching these videos and seeing that, okay, day in and day out, here's the analysis again. Come immerse yourself in this community. Come talk. Come share your ideas. You could see everyone over here is so great and they love sharing ideas and talking out things and thinking about different ideas and different ways to look at price action. And so the great thing about this community is that people actually want to learn. They're curious. They want to grow. And so if you're someone who's just looking for buy or sell signals, don't come here. This is not the community for you. Go somewhere else. Don't watch my videos. But if you're someone who's genuinely curious about trading and investing, whether it's short-term trading or long-term investing, this is something that we do very well in our community. Okay? And you've seen our videos day in and day out. For those of you who are watching YouTube videos right now, come on. you know you've been watching these videos for weeks or months, maybe a year or two. I've been doing this for a while, folks. All right, my track record is tried and tested, as you can see in the gains or views channel. Right, people are showing them consistent gains all the way from the 2018 bear markets. I didn't pop up into crypto in 2020 when the market was just popping off, or 2019. I've been doing this since like 2016 and 2017. Okay, so you can see all these gains right here, showing you that people in this community are actually learning and growing. Okay, and on top of that, we work really hard, right? Every evening I put out an evening analysis. So the video that you see in the morning is just, like I said, 5 to 10% of the material that I put out. The other, half is actually putting out trades, doing more analysis through the day as price action develops, and then an evening breakdown analysis of what we're seeing in the markets. Okay, and we do this every single day. I mean, like I said, this is what I do for a living. Okay, and I love it. I mean, it's by far one of the easiest markets to trade, in my opinion, and it's so easy to make money, to be honest. I'm not saying that it's easy all the time. Rather, it's much more simpler than other markets. I don't want to make it sound like the market is always going to give you money or everyone. That's not the case, okay? Because remember, the statistics are that less than 10% of people, actually, I'd probably say it's less than 5% of people will actually be successful and profitable when they trade, day trade, or trade for a living. Okay, and I can honestly say that I've been doing this for almost 4.5, 5 years. So I think I could definitely say that I've been doing this, at a higher success rate than most. All right. So anyway, let's get to the analysis. All right. I just had to tell you guys, joining the community is actually important because you get to develop and build off the morning analysis that you see. After you watch this analysis, you might have questions. You may want to figure out, well, what exactly do I do with this analysis? What the hell does that mean? And so this is why you come in and join the community, and you can ask questions, and you can watch my analysis. You can watch my updates. You can see what other people are talking about, All right. So on the 1 hour chart, we do see something like a development of a flag, maybe, whether you want to do it like this, something like this. Okay. So it is a bit of a flag because this is the pole right here. This is really the pennant or the flag. And if we're looking for a target from here, right? So a movement from here to here, and we put that out, say if we're breaking out today or tomorrow, the target should be about $10,800. Okay, that would be really the breakout move. Okay, but for now, there's really no conviction in breakout yet. The flag itself means something where there's consolidation happening, the larger pattern overall, but that doesn't mean that you should just wildly get into a trade because a flag is forming, right? You need to properly assess your risk in trying to figure out where exactly you could get in on a breakout, where your stop should be, where your target should be, etc., and properly manage your risk and position size. Okay, I see too often people making some trades here and there where they'll make some money, right? But then they'll piss it away because they'll give it back to the market by overextending or oversizing their trades in the next trade, and then they eventually give most of it back to the market. All right. So don't do that, okay? All right, we are above the weekly open, right? And that, to me, is a positive sign. We're also trying to hammer away that POC that I told you about, the high volume node, okay? So let's put that up again. So remember that, this is really the area right here that you need to break above to have clear conviction of, more bullish momentum. Until then, this could go either way, to be honest. This could kind of just float around here like this and then dump again, okay? Because I did a Elliot wave count yesterday, and I want to show you guys that real quick. All right, it's over here. So we could be in either one of these two counts. Okay, so number one, we could be in a 1, 2, 3, and we could be in the middle of the fifth. Okay, so if I drew that correctly, I think it's kind of like this. Okay, so let's draw that out. All right, so this was what I was talking about. So this was the start of the 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. That could be 1. Or I would say this could be the 3. This was the bottom of the 4th. Okay, and now we're in the middle of the 5. And that middle of the 5 could be anywhere between 10.8, maybe $11,000. Okay, but for the most part, I mean, I personally don't know if we're in the middle of this move yet. Like I said, you need to actually get above this area right here, right? This POC, okay? And then we can start talking about being in the middle of the 5th. Because once you've reclaimed the higher volume node to the upside, and you've actually, you know, say you've done something like this, tested it as support, then I'm fairly confident that we'll make it higher, okay? But until then, I mean, honestly, this could go either way. And so that could mean that, say, this is the 3, this is the 4, and this could have been the 5, say right there. And then we might be in a larger ABC corrective count. So it could be A, B, and a C could be stretching down even further, like say $9,300 or so. Or maybe even, you know, say 9,100. And that, if we do a fib retracement tool from there to this top, guess where that comes out to? 618 to 65%. So that's a golden pocket, right? Of this whole retracement from the end of January to the middle of February. So this is why I say you got to be careful and, you know, not assuming that we have to go up. Okay. Be careful, you know, in pulling the trigger either way, or you could simply just wait, you know, wait above 10,300, wait to see if price breaks above, holds above 10,300, and then gets ready for a bigger leg up. This way you have confirmation. Or if you want, you could just short here right now, place your stop somewhere around, I don't know, 10,350, 10,385 or something, and then target the C wave, which would probably be around, you know, $9,100 or something. Okay. So that was kind of my thought process, right? Like I said, we're not out of the woodwork yet. Okay, we still got a lot to prove in price action, but the fact that, you know, our community decided to take profit all the way up here, we're kind of sitting pretty happy. We're happy to just wait it out and see. And these are the positions to best be in, right? Because you don't want to start bargaining and trying to figure out, okay, well, price could do this and could do that, and, you know, I'm gonna buy here, place a really tight stop. Don't do that. Okay, look at the higher time frames and trade off those. Okay, that will ultimately guide you to a successful path in trading in the long run. Well, let's check out the daily. Okay, I've been stating for the daily over and over again. Okay, even if we had come down to this area, $9,600, we'd still be good. Okay, because we've seen these daily flips over and over again. Key resistance turned into support right there. Okay, and even right there. And we saw it again. So while everyone was freaking out right here and talking about 9,000 and, you know, 8,000 or 9,500, or not 9,500, but 9,200, I was kind of just sitting back and waiting. I was waiting for confirmation of this holding, and I bought right around this candle right here, this green candle at the bottom, and I rode the trade up all the way to 10,300. So while most people are busy trying to figure out how much lower prices could go, my job is to look at the technicals and see what's been done in price action, what rules of the game, you know, BTC has been following, and that's it. Just trade it. Stop trying to figure out and try to be a fortune teller. Okay, folks? Just look at the technicals in the market, trade it, put your stop in, and let the market do its thing. All right, keep it simple. Okay. I think that's pretty much it. Another reason why, if you start looking at Trading Light, which is again a sort of footprint software where you can start seeing orders that are sitting on the books, notice right around 10,300, there's about 24, 25 million in the way before we break through that area. And we also have about, you know, immediate resistance right there of 24, 25 million right there too, or actually, yeah, about $20 million. Okay, so there's a lot of resistance to chew through, right? I mean, it's not just smooth sailing all the way up. But once we break through these areas, then we can start talking about 10.5 and 10.8. Until then, you know, in my opinion, these could easily just hold us down for a little while, okay? Exo charts, let's see how those are doing, okay? All these little green dots that you see, folks, these are all short liquidations that you saw on the way up. So as price moved up from 9.7 all the way to 10.3, a lot of short liquidations happened. And we drew that based on this, okay? If you look at all these check marks right here, right? These are all X's like these were. And that's where stops were residing for shorts. So I said, you need to, if you don't know anything about how to trade the market, target these X's for your long positions if you're driving this up. Because more than likely, price is going to try to stop out each of these markers right here to be able to squeeze out those shorts and accelerate price further. And that's kind of exactly what happened. And I also stated to my community yesterday that we should be looking to turn this area into support. If we're going to do that, we have a higher chance of getting back towards 10,300, okay? Alternatively, we could just do this, lower high, and then break through this, okay? But again, nothing has been proven yet. We've turned this area into support, so I can only assume that, I would say we retest 10.3 again at the very least. If we break it, we break it, all right? I don't think there's anything else going on in terms of indicators. Let's see here. We broke out of all the fan trend lines of the RSI. So very positive sign in my opinion. Let's see here. I want to see the Stoke RSI. Let me check that out real quick. Stoke RSI in the 4 hours, heavily overbought. Maybe, we need to calm down for a little bit, get this back, reset, whether it's a neutral or oversold territory, and then gear up for another leg, okay? This is heavily overbought, so I probably say we need to calm down for the next few hours and then try to move back up, okay? CME chart still looks like we haven't completely closed the gap right there. I'm someone who looks at, the 4 hour as well as the daily. As per the daily, we've definitely closed the gap. As per the 4 hour, I don't know if you can call it the closing of the gap, but people like to look at the daily and say it's closed. So I guess we could say it's closed. And on top of that, we climb back above this key swing high right here. So that's a positive sign with some very high volume, another even more positive sign. So I'd say on most fronts, we look pretty good, especially as per the CME chart. Let's see here. I think that's pretty much it. All right, folks. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoy this analysis. Come subscribe to the Cryptosomniac membership. Join the Advantage side, folks, and I will catch up with y'all soon. All right. Cheers.